This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so good morning team. In this Databricks Data Engineer Master Program, in today's session, we are going to talk about we are going to talk about create Databricks community account, notebook, and quick to run notebook options. So notebook options takes about 2 days to complete it, team. So maybe if people are asking questions, I can take up to 3 days to complete it because it is very important, team. Okay, so let's first create the Databricks community. I explained yesterday, right? What is the use of the Databricks community account, team? Anybody remember what is the use of Databricks community account? Okay, so remember I told you yesterday, where if you are going to use the Azure Databricks, it is going to be charged, right? It is very costly as well. So that's why I said we are going to use the Databricks community that is completely free. You can able to make use of community to learn the Databricks end to end. Okay, except very few things, all other things are supported by the Databricks community. Whatever is not supported by Databricks community, those I will explain. Those things you can practice it later. Okay, you no need to worry about it. I request you to use only Databricks community to practice all the things. So once we create a Databricks community, I'll explain to you notebook options, what all the options that we have in the notebook, and we will explore one by one option. Okay, so for today we will learn how to log in into Azure account. We already know how to create Azure Databricks, already we know. Creating and configuring clusters in Azure Databricks, we know. How to create notebook, how to detach and attach notebook to the another cluster. You know, right? Yesterday I've shown you when we create a notebook, how to attach the notebook to the cluster, but we will discuss once again. Next, we will discuss how to export notebook in a different format. So let's say you want to download some notebook to the local, or you want to download the notebook to local and you want to share it with someone. Okay, so he is not having access to the Databricks, but you want to share this notebook with that particular person. In such cases, we'll be going to export the notebook in different formats. We will see how to import the notebook from different formats. We will discuss. For example, if somebody shared a notebook with you, how to import that notebook into Databricks, we will see. How to clone notebook. Clone is basically whenever you are making some changes to the original notebook, it is highly recommend you to take a clone of it. Clone means copy of the notebook, keep original notebook as it is, take a clone of the notebook, work on the cloned notebook. Okay, if everything is working, you can able to swap the notebook names. Okay, I'll explain to you in detail. So how to move notebook, for example, you'll have a different folders in the project. So you want to move the notebook from one location to another location. How to move, we will discuss. How to change the default language of notebook. So can you guess it, what is the default language of the notebooks which are supported by the Databricks? Not only community or everything, Azure Databricks or whatever. So by default, when you create a notebook, which language it will take?
Scala,
Scala or Python.
Python.
I told you which is the most popular language.
Python.
Python.
Python. So that's why the default language for all the notebooks are going to be the Python. How to move cells, we will discuss. How to move the within the notebook, you will have a cells. How to move the cells, we'll discuss. How to create and delete the cells, we'll discuss. How to use shortcuts to execute the cells, because in real time we won't just to take the mouse to go to that option, click on that option. We won't do that. We use a shortcut to execute cells. We will discuss that. How to comment code in notebooks, we will discuss. All other options available in on notebooks we will be discussing in today's session and assignment. Okay, So assignment is, after the lab completed, you need to create a backup notebook. You need to replace old string value to new string value in your notebook. You need to export notebook in the source format. Okay, these are the three assignments you may need to do. But first thing, what is our first goal for today, team? What is the first goal for today?
Creating Databricks.
Creating community edition.
Very good. So the first goal for today is creating the community edition. So I'm just going here. So I'm just going to portal.azure.com. So I'm creating a one email ID. Create a one. So just to create an email ID, I'm just showing here EDB 70 2 batch, right? Yours is 72 batch. Okay, so I'm just giving some password enter. So I'm just giving something you can just give, no need to be exactly same. Just press and hold it here. Yeah, shit. Okay, now it is completed, team. Okay, just let's wait for a minute to see. Some problem is there, so let's type once again. So I'm just giving the dates. Databricks community. Click next. Just to press it, team. Let's see now. Anybody created account, team, yesterday just for trial? Azure account anybody created yesterday? Okay, so if it is not working here, do one thing. Go to Edge, because this IDs will create in Edge properly. So I'll say portal.azure.com. Create a one. these are not getting created everywhere. So I'm just trying to get a new email ID, this Outlook account, so that you will see everything from scratch. Even I don't have existing IDs to show you. That's why for every batch I'll create a new ID team. So just wait for 1 or 2 more minutes. We'll try. So if it is not working, we'll do something. I don't have the existing ID to show you that how to create the Databricks community, because most of the accounts for every batch I used to create, right? So that's why I don't have the existing IDs. So let's see just.
How much data we can store in community, sir?
We are not storing any data in the community, right? Community is just for writing code and execute our data transformations. Data, we are not going to store it in the Databricks, right? Databricks is not for storage. So we store data in the data lake or databases in other places, and we will access the data here. Okay, it's okay. So let me try to log in into one of the existing ID and see if that is there.
I have just created it's working.
Just a minute. Okay? So I'm just checking. I have existing account. Okay, see. So this is the new email ID that I have, team, because we are not able to create a new email ID currently due to some issue at the verification. Maybe that will sort out if we can wait for some more time, but I don't want to waste much time here. So this is the new email ID I have now. I am going to show you how to create Databricks community. Just come here and say Databricks community, sign up, try Databricks for free. Click get started. Okay, click on the get started here, team. So you can see looking for Databricks free edition. Click here. Is it something free trial or not? It's doubtful. Just a minute. So here you see, right, sign into the community edition. You can click otherwise. Sign into community account. So if you click here, it is taken to somewhere else. I'll just give you the exact link, just right. Use legacy community account. Okay, so this is the URL, team. I'm just sharing this URL in the chat. I request someone to take this URL and put it in the group. If somebody is not attended class, they will also have that link. Okay, so now you see, once you access this link, it is for login, but we have not created account. How we can log in? So you need to say don't have an account, sign up. So here I think same page that we accessed earlier, cloud34@outlook.com is the ID. Click continue. So you'll get one verification code. junk emails you verify, see it is, we received it. This is the code team. Take this particular code, put that particular code here, and now it is asking you to enter the account name. Let me keep the account name is cloud.34. Click continue. So where I'll say India, click continue, start puzzle. Okay, just submit it. Yes, Gmail account also will work. Okay, everybody understood now. Community account is created. Team, I highly recommend you to go with the legacy community account. So everybody understood, or you want me to explain once again how to create Databricks community team? If I need to show, you need to give your email ID. I'll create account for your case. Okay, see, this is the community. So we will be discussing about this community very soon. Okay, clear all of you? So if you go to compute, so compute is basically only serverless you will have. Okay. Everybody's clear, team? Because I thought legacy means I'll get all the compute and all, but we are not getting any compute. See, there is a difference between legacy community and free trial. Free trial means it will be available for some 14 days or something. But legacy Databricks community will be there forever. Understood? Yes, you can also create the account with the Gmail team. So now if I want to show you once again, I said you just use this particular link, click on sign up team. Okay, when you sign up, it will ask you to enter email ID, click continue, then it will send a code. So like this, you take this particular code and put it there. It will ask you to put the account name and I think that's it, right? Account name. And finally it asks, do you want a legacy Databricks community or free trial? I just clicked on the legacy one, correct? Anybody have any questions in terms of creating the community? Anybody have any doubts? Clear, everybody? Okay. Now you see team. So here so one problem is with the latest accounts, right? With the latest community accounts, they have introduced a something called serverless. Serverless means compute is not in your hand. Compute resources you are not going to handle. So for example, if I create a notebook, okay, just clicked on here, clicked on the new notebook, it's just creating the new notebook. Okay, so this is the new notebook. What is the default language of this notebook team?
Python.
Where we can see that?
Initial
On
right side,
top line, below the search bar.
top right corner of the cell.
Just below the search bar.
Below the search bar, there is Python and tabs off, right?
Top right most. Python is there.
Okay, so you can see here, this is the place where you can see the language of the notebook. So if you want to switch the language of the notebook, you can easily switch between the Python, SQL, Scala and R. Okay, and I'll say explore notebook options 1. Okay, so very careful observe. Now I'm putting a equal to 10 and I'm directly executing this. So now if you remember yesterday what I have done, team, before I create a notebook and to execute this, what I have done,
Start touching the first.
We need to start the cluster.
Added the computation.
Very good. Yesterday, if you remember, very carefully observe from now onwards. Okay. So the step one for today is we completed a Databricks community. So leave about it. Now let's focus on the notebook options. Before the notebook options, you need to understand a new concepts of the Databricks. New concepts of the Databricks. Okay. Now, yesterday, if you remember, before I create a notebook, I created a cluster. Cluster means we are going to say these many computers I need. So you are going to say those many when you say these many computers, with those many computers, it is going to create the cluster. It takes 4-5 minutes to create. After that, you will be attaching your notebook to the cluster and you will execute it. But today, if you look at, I just created a notebook. I have written a equal to 10 and executed. It just executed in a 1 second, very very quickly. So without delay, it is executed. What is the difference? Yesterday we created a yesterday we created a cluster and a notebook. Today we have not created a cluster. We created only the notebook. Now, if you see yesterday when you created a cluster, it took 4-5 minutes. But today, when you have not created a cluster, it took just a few seconds to execute your code. But here, 4 minutes minimum. But here, few seconds, not even 1 minute, few seconds. Can you guess it why?
Because here it's using serverless compute.
Very excellent. Okay. So let's talk about serverless. So this is the popular term. Now, if you look at any projects in real time, Databricks team is highly recommending you to use the serverless. This serverless is basically the one of the biggest problem that users of the Databricks is facing is whenever they want to run a job, they need to create a new cluster. Okay. So when they created a new cluster, what is going to happen is it takes a 4-5 minutes. So that is a time waste. That is a time waste. Okay. So you may ask one thing here, right? You may ask one thing here, sir, you are saying every time when you run a job, it will take 4 minutes. Why it will take 4 minutes? You will create a cluster one time only, right? But that is not the reality. Reality is what happens is, let's imagine. I'm explaining all the scenarios, Tim, because you need to be very clear on the things. Let's imagine you may think so because you don't have much knowledge on the Databricks. So as of now, you may think this way. I created a one cluster. It takes 4 minutes. I'll use same cluster to execute all my jobs. Correct? You will think that way, isn't it? But that is not the case, Tim. Think of this way. You want to run a job early morning 6 o'clock, evening 6 o'clock. You have a two jobs. Just to run the two jobs, morning 6 a.m., evening 6 p.m., will you keep running your cluster for 24 hours? Will you keep running this cluster for 24 hours? It will increase the cost, correct? So that's why what we wanted to do is we want to, this is let's say 6 a.m., this is 6 p.m. So you want to give some kind of a, you want to ask Databricks, hey Databricks, can you just run the jobs at 6 a.m. by creating a new cluster? Okay, so it will create a new cluster, 4-5 minutes it will take, it runs the job. After job completion, it will terminate it. This type of clusters are called job clusters. It will create at the time of scheduled job. Once job completed, those clusters will get deleted. This is called a job clusters. But the clusters which you created, which you are using, these are called a all purpose cluster or interactive cluster. I'm repeating, the cluster that you are creating and you are managing is called a all-purpose cluster or interactive cluster. But the clusters which are created by the Databricks itself at the time of job scheduled and the job is going to be finished. Once job finished, it is going to terminate the cluster. So this is called a job cluster. Now if you see job cluster takes a 4-5 minutes at 6 a.m., 4-5 minutes at 6 p.m. Correct? But when it comes to all purpose cluster, it will be keep running. The problem is it will increase the cost. But if you go with the job cluster, it will take 5 minutes time waste. Every job 5 minutes time waste. Correct? All of you understood this. Now I want one person explanation. What are the two types of clusters that we discussed? What are the advantage of the first cluster? What is the disadvantage of the first cluster? What is the advantage of the second type of cluster? What is the disadvantage of the second type of cluster? Tell me who can summarize it.
I will do it.
Nobody can summarize?
I will do it.
Okay,
Sir,
I
can
only
I
will
do it?
explain if I'm not able to. So remember, all purpose cluster or interactive cluster is a one type. Second one is the job cluster. Okay, all purpose or interactive cluster, the problem is it will be as it is already running, right? Running, so it will save the time. It means it will save the time, but it is costly. Understood? It is costly. It will save the time, but it is costly. When it comes to the job cluster, it will take more time. Okay, it will take a more time, takes more time, but it is cheaper because it will just create at the time of scheduled job. Once job execution finished, it will terminate. That's why it is cheap, but it takes more time. It takes very like it is running, right? It will not take much time, but it is costly. Understood? Okay, now you have a disadvantage in this. It is costly. You have a disadvantage in this, that is it is taking more time. That's why that's why we are going to use a serverless. Serverless means it is maintained by the cloud provider. It will not be charged. When you run your job, within few seconds they will attach this compute to your job, and once your work is completed, you can leave it. It will be terminated. Now whatever problems that you have with all purpose, whatever problems you have with job cluster, both we are able to come out. Both we are able to come out. Correct? Everybody able to understand? So both we are able to overcome it. Now that is the first thing. In job cluster, how many compute will it create? Computers is all based on how many you want. For example, how to create a all purpose cluster, yesterday we have seen. Let's say if you want to create a job cluster, okay, how to create a job cluster we will discuss tomorrow. I don't think it will allow to create a job cluster, but let me see. If you click a schedule, because we are using community tree, right? But I'll try schedule. So if you see here, it is just supporting serverless. But when we create Azure Databricks, so it will allow you to create everything. So tomorrow we will be creating the again Azure Databricks. So this particular job cluster, how it will create, we will discuss in tomorrow's session. So anything else you want to know at this moment, team? Anybody have any questions? Yes, shared cluster same as that of all purpose cluster, Pooja. Yes, please continue to ask all questions quickly. Next 2-3 minutes, I'll take the questions if you have anything.
Sir, serverless won't consume time. Why it won't consume time, sir?
Because it will be readily available servers which will be maintained by the cloud providers. See, this is basically maintained by the cloud providers. Serverless means it is maintained by the cloud providers, right? So when we attach to that, it will get the resources, everything very quickly, because they make the computes, everything running computes, everything they will provide, because background these computers, everything will be already running. Are you getting? So when you
Yeah.
want, you will use it. See, this is one of
Okay.
the serverless compute I have. So my customer one will come and use it. My customer two can come and use. My customer three can come and use. But we don't know from front end who all are using this serverless. front end we feel only we are connecting to the server compute to execute it, but remember these servers can be used by the multiple customers, multiple clients, but
Okay.
background who is maintaining this cluster? Cloud provider is maintaining.
Can we say this as a cluster pool which are readily
Yes,
available?
exactly, correct.
Okay. So, but load balancing and the high load will be there, right? If
It can scale up based on your demand, it can scale up.
okay.
Very good question you asked. So when you have a very huge job you want to run, because the compute, serverless compute will be with running with a very minimal compute. So when you are running very big job, so automatically it will add the as many computers as it need in the background. That is a one disadvantage. What is the problem with auto scaling? Because it has to add a computers at runtime, means it takes some time, because new computers it has to start them. It takes some time. Clear?
Yeah, clear. But the naming convention is little confusing. Serverless.
What, can you come again?
The naming convention of that concept is a little confusing. It is saying serverless, right?
The serverless means you are not worrying about servers. Cloud is
Yeah.
maintaining servers, so you will feel like you don't have to maintain any server. That's why for you it is a serverless. You are not maintaining it.
Okay.
Malaya, Malaya, hello.
Please ask your questions, Tim. You don't need to wait for some.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yesterday, when you were creating the cluster, was there an option of serverless as well? Because I don't remember.
Yes, yes, yes,
Does
yes. It's there.
Okay, okay. So
So
there.
that's why I'm telling you tomorrow we will discuss on that. Okay. Tomorrow we will discuss
Okay,
on the
okay,
serverless with Azure Databricks once again, and job cluster we will discuss tomorrow. Okay.
okay.
Okay, Tim. So now I want to explain to you all these options one by one. So let's start with this. Okay. So first, the notebook. This is the notebook. How to create the notebook. How to rename this notebook is, you can see, you can double click on this. That is one way. Second way is click on this file. You will have a option of rename. Click on this rename. It will take you to here. So you can just make the updates, whatever name you want to give. You can make that particular. You can just update the name. Okay. Something like this. Okay. Or you can say this is S2 session 2. Clear? So I just renamed it. So you know how to rename it. Now I also told you how to change the language, right? Python to SQL or Scala, whatever you want to switch, you can able to switch. Understood, Tim? So you want to come back to the Python, you can come back to the Python code again. Next, click on this file. So now from this notebook, you want to create a new notebook. So click on file, click on new notebook. So this is the created from another notebook. Okay, created from another notebook. Clear, Tim? Created from another notebook is the notebook name. Now let's look at the locations. You keep the cursor here, it will tell you the location where this notebook is created. This is created under workspace, users. So my user ID is cloudpandit34 @outlook.com. So under that user, this notebook is created. This notebook is created from another notebook. But now let's move on to this notebook, which is original notebook. Where this notebook is available? This notebook is also available in the same location. Meaning, remember one thing, whenever you create this notebook, uh, okay, so if you create a other notebook for another notebook from the existing notebook, the location of that is this particular user slash, under that user ID, that notebook will be available. So let me show you once again. So for example, not under user. I want to create some notebook directly under workspace. Directly under workspace I am creating one notebook, or you can create some folder. Click on folder here. See, I clicked on workspace, I clicked on create a folder. So this folder you can say dimensions is the folder. Under this dimensions folders I am creating a one notebook tip. So this notebook name is, let's say, dimcast. Okay, dimcast. Now this dimcast is available under dimension folder, workspace dimension folder. Under the dimcast notebook is available. Now I am saying x equal to 111. Now I want to create a new notebook from here. Click on new notebook. So this notebook I'm creating from dimcast. Okay, created from dimcast, correct? Now let's look at the location of this notebook. What is the location of this notebook, Tim? Created from dimcast. What is the location? Now tell me one, please answer one thing. Whenever I create another notebook from the existing notebook, where that new notebook is getting created?
Within the same directory itself, where uh, the
Original
existing.
notebook is available, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
See here, if you look at here, dimcast, from dimcast I created this. So as I created this notebook from this notebook, so this is also created in the same path. Very similarly, if you go to users, under that this is the user id. So here if you see, from this particular notebook I created this notebook. So what happens, these two notebooks are in the same place. That is the first thing that you need to understand. Now second option, import means if you have any code, existed code you have, then that code you can able to get it. But let me show you that how to get it. Okay, a equal to 10, b equal to 20. So print plus b, and you have to just print here, print welcome to cloud pandit training. Okay, now so for like four cells I created. The first thing is, if you have this notebook, how to export, let's learn first. Because once you learn how to export, so exported code you can import it back. Okay, click on export. Dbc means, remember, it is a Databricks archival format which is not readable. If you download this particular notebook, export is nothing but a download, simple. Okay, simple terminology, export means download. So if you want to download this notebook as a dbc, it's not a human readable. So when you say source file, can you guess it, what is meant by source file? For example, if it is a python.py file, if it is a sql, then .sql file, if it is a scalar file. So that's how the notebook will be created. IPython notebook. IPython means interactive Python notebook we will be creating. HTML. HTML means HTML format. This notebook will be downloaded. So I want to download in 4 different ways. First way is DBC. Next way I want to export is source file. Next way I want to export is IPython notebook. Fourth way I want to export is HTML. Now if you see, four ways I have exported, correct? So let's go and see these 4 different ways. Show in the folder. So these are the 4 different ways. You can see, right? DBC, IPython, HTML, right? And this is a Python file. Now let's look at the first DBC. Right click, show more options, click edit with notepad++. Okay, see, is it human readable team DBC? It's not human readable. You can see something. So this is a notebook.python, but it's not human readable, remember. Okay, so next I'll open the yeah, let's go one by one. IPython notebook I'll open. This is readable, but it is not much readable. Okay, so maybe see here, welcome to Cloud Pandita training. You can see source, right? And the source is again print a plus b, source b equal to 20, source a equal to 10. It is difficult to read through this interactive Python code also, correct? Next, let's go to HTML. Okay, so this is the HTML. If you say welcome to, see here, somewhere Cloud Pandit should be there. So Cloud Pandit is not showing. So here also we are not able to welcome to. So not able to identify. But if you see HTML, right, it is also not much readable, isn't it? You are able to understand him. So this is also not much readable. But if you really wanted to find out where is your code, you can able to find out. But remember, so it is also not much readable. Okay. Next, if we move on to the next file format, that is a, this is what the highly recommended way to download this particular code. What is this? Source. So how much readable it is? A equal to 10, b equal to 20, print a plus b, print welcome to Cloud Pandit training. So this is much readable, so that's why we recommend you to download this particular code in the, where is this thing? uh, download this particular notebook code in the source format. You have seen 4 different ways. It's not much readable. Clear? Everybody's clear, team? So I will go here. I'll rename these notebooks. Okay. So this is DBC. This is basically IPython. This is HTML. This is py. Okay. You can say source. Now, okay, source. Now you have these four notebooks, right? Now I'm going to import those notebooks. You see here, second option I'm going to explore today. Click on import. Now this imported format, just click on browse. Now you can just go to downloads. You should be able to see. So you can just upload maybe all the notebooks. You can upload at once, or if you want to upload one by one, you can do. If you want to upload all at once, you can select all, click import. So all the notebooks are imported, click import. Okay, let's go and see. It is imported under user. So dbc html ipython source. So now you can open dbc and see, is it imported properly or not? Is it imported properly? Is it imported properly, team? Yes. Next, html. Is it imported properly? Yes. HTML also fine. Next, IPython. IPython is also fine, team. Yes. Correct. Next, source. Source is also fine. So we have seen how to create a new notebook. Whenever you create a new notebook, it will be created in the same location that of the original notebook location. Importing the notebooks, exporting the notebooks, we have seen export is nothing but you can download the notebooks in the different formats. Import means you can able to import that particular code back into this particular database. Okay, So new notebook dashboard is basically you can create a reporting within this notebook. Okay, click on notebook dashboard. For example, you have some result. Currently we don't have any result, right? So you have done some data transformations, we have result. With that result, if you want to create some graphs, some reports, dashboards, you can able to do that. But as we don't have those things currently, reporting we don't have any data to show some basic reporting at least. So I'm just leaving that. But you remember, new notebook dashboard is nothing but for creating the reports. Share. Let's say it is very very important. Share option is every day you will use it. Not every day, at least every week you will use. For example, uh, you don't have access to delete some tables or delete some folder. So your manager has access, but your manager is not technical person. What you will do? So you will put all the delete statement here, and you will just click on share here. Share option you will have here, or you will also have here. Click on share. So when you click on share, it will show okay to whom you want to give. So all workspace users. So for example, your manager name is ABC. So you'll just search for ABC. That name will come. You will select that name. Once you select that name, you can give 4 level of access. Okay, first view means people who have the view access, they can just look at the code, they can't do anything. They can just, for example, you have a freshers. So normally what happens, not freshers but some kind of your friends or somebody is there, uh, not fresher. Let's say you want to give access to someone but you don't want to allow them to edit, then you can give the view access. Run access means you, for testers you can give the run access, they can run and they can see is there any error. Edit option, so you can give edit option to other developers. Manage access, you can give it to your manager or other people so that they can give access to anybody. For example, you are leaving organization or you are on long leave, better you can give the manage access to the people so that people can able to give access to others. Manage access, if you have, you can also give access to others. If you have edit access, you can only edit the notebook, you can do anything but you can't give access to others. Understood? Once you grant permission, you will have a copy link. Copy this link, click add. After that, you will paste this in the your teams, right? So what you will do, Tim? So you will share this in your teams. In this particular link, if you paste it in the teams, so manager or whoever it is, they can access this notebook using that link. Okay, next, scheduling. As I mentioned, scheduling we will discuss tomorrow, but today I want to show you the scheduling with the serverless. Click on schedule. So this is the notebook that I want to run every day or every hour, every week. I want to run every day. Go to advanced. You can say every day at what time? Every day at 7 o'clock, 3 minutes I want to run the notebook. In which time zone? It should be IST. So on which compute? So this Databricks community supports only the serverless. Use the serverless. Then click on. So make it as a 2 minutes. Click creating. Now what happens? Job is created successfully. Where we can see the jobs, click on jobs and pipelines here. You will see this is the job which is scheduled. Okay. Yeah. Now the time is 7 o'clock 2 minutes. If this particular notebook is going to run on serverless compute. See, this is job is pending. Duration is 5 seconds. It is scheduled. It is basically started. Jobs which are started only will be there. Status is pending means it is just waiting for serverless compute to be available. Once that compute is available, immediately it will run the. You can click on the start time to go inside that notebook. To go inside that notebook, here you can just monitor the notebook is executing or not. Still, the status is pending. You may need to wait for a few more seconds to run the notebook. Please begin muting. Can't tell you every time.
So to run these jobs, no need of using artists or cron jobs in Databricks, right?
So if you see,
Specifically to schedule or anything in Databricks, no need of using artists jobs, artist tool, right? Hello.
hold on, Tim, hold on. I'll take the question. First thing, Tim, if you see the status of this job is it went to the pending. So the mostly it is because job scheduling may not supported by the community. The reason is if they support the job scheduling, if somebody just scheduled to run every hour and they leave it because it's free, right? So a lot of compute will be wasted. That's why I think this particular cluster is not coming up. Otherwise, serverless it should not take this much time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this as it is like this. Maybe before we end the today session, I want to see the status once again. But before that, I don't want to wait there because it is going to waste our time. We will continue to explore the other options. At least let me complete these options, Tim. Then I'll take all your questions. If you have anything, as I said, you put any questions in the chat. I'll take all those things at once. Now change default cell language. You can see, Tim, here Python, right? So same option you can also change it from here. Change default cell language. So directly taking it to here. Whenever I click on this, it will taking you to here to change the language. Okay, if you want to change the language. Next. Very important is clone. So what is the use of this clone is to take a backup. For example, before I want to make some changes in this notebook, I want to take a clone of it. So clone, where it is cloning to this location. If you want to clone it to some other location, you can change the location wherever you want. Let's say the cloned copy I want stored under dimension folder. You can select dimension folder, click on clone. Okay, so what happened to the notebook is cloned now. Cloned means exact copy of the notebook is taken. Exact copy of the same notebook. See, this is a cloned copy and this is the original copy. This is the cloned copy. Now within the cloned copy, whatever changes you want to do, you can do. Okay, fine. Rename already we know. So instead of this, I want to rename this as a, this is, let's say, um, something like this. I'm just renaming. Okay, add threshold, something like this. So that's how you can able to rename the notebook. Export we discussed already. Move. So let's say this notebook is currently in which location, Tim? So this is under dimension. I realized no, wrongly I moved to the dimension. I want to go back to the user folder. You can move it. Click on move. Go to workspace. Go to users. Go to this user. You can just move this. See now, this is now moved to the user folder. Correct. So that's how if you want to move the notebook, you can able to move the notebook from one folder to another folder. Next, move to trash. Whenever you want to delete a notebook, it is not allowed to delete permanently. It is allowed you to move to the trash. So what it is going to do, are you sure you want to move this notebook to the trash? Items in the trash are permanently deleted after 30 days. What is meant by that? If you feel I deleted by mistake, within 30 days you can able to retain it back. Where the trash folder will be available, if you click on workspace, so here itself you can see the trash. Okay, are you able to see this notebook? If you want to restore it back, click on this. You see permanently delete, restore. I want to get it back. Are you clear on this tip?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next we need to, let's go to another notebook. So we need to complete this at least. Okay, next, notebook formats. So Jupyter notebook or source means, I think if you export this as, not export, notebook format, if you make it as a source, I think this is something new option. I'm not sure about it. Okay, just a minute. What is this option? So I'll just let you know notebook format. I think this is a new option team. Jupyter is recommended, but I don't see any difference, right, when we switch between those two. I will explore and I'll let you know this option, leave it. Next, upload file to volume. Upload files to volume means click on upload files to volume. Just click on browse here. See, upload up to 100 files, max size is 5 GB file. Just browse it. Let's say I want to upload some file here. I'll share the data sets with you today. That's a set of comma. It's some CSV file I'm just uploading. Okay. So where this particular file is uploading. So this file, it is saying this file is just to be uploaded. Overwrite files with the same file. If the already files are available in this particular path, you can just upload, overwrite this particular file. If you check this, okay. So here currently we don't have any volume. Okay, so yeah, so you just create like this. This is basically in the, what is this, Unity catalog, you will have all these things still, but currently if you see, I'm not sure it will allow us. Volumes slash catalog is, let's say I'll give the catalog name is agent underscore dev slash this is credit uh, lt slash volume is credit data. Okay, credit data does not exist. See, agent dev is the catalog and credit underscore lt is the database name team. So these two, it is saying it is not available because, so this will be available when we switch to the Unity catalog. Unity catalog will come after 2 months, not now. Okay, just to show you that catalog is nothing but a, remember, the volumes is the concept. Agent underscore dev is the meta store. You can say meta store means one of the folder in the storage account. Credit lt is the so in the database we have a dbo dot, right? Dbo is what? dbo is what, Tim? That is a schema. So similarly here, credit lt we can call it as a schema or database. See, in other languages schema and database both are different, I know that. Okay, but here database or schema is nothing but a same. You will come to know, we will create in the future. So credit data is the table name, but what it is saying, this particular catalog, this particular database itself not available. I can't able to upload this particular file into this particular location, it is saying. Okay, so you can just cancel it. We will explore that also in the Unity catalog session. Create or modify table. So these two belongs to same category. So create or modify table. Now, instead of uploading into volumes is basically as part of the Unity catalog. So instead of that, I want to upload some data. I want to read it in the Spark. Just upload here. This will be uploaded into your blob storage. What is blob storage? The default storage of your Databricks. The default storage of your Databricks. Understood, Tim? With uploaded data, now you can see this is a catalog. I think this default catalog, it is making it available. Okay, workspace is the catalog team. schema is the default, is the schema you have now. So whatever data I uploaded, that I can able to see like this, right? With this data you want to create a table called credit credit data. So this is the table you want to create, you can create it. This is directly you can able to create it. So other one is, okay, so if you want to rename this columns and all, you can able to do. Otherwise you want to create this particular whatever data I uploaded, with that particular uploaded data I want to create a table. This table under this schema under this catalog, you can just click on create table. But let me go to advanced editor. Okay, here just click on create table, the table will be created, team. So where this is called a permanent table, this table is called a permanent table, remember this. Okay, this table is getting created. Okay, table is created. If you go to catalog, you can able to see the table. Okay, so that is under workspace default. The table credit data table is created. If you click on this, you can able to see. Okay, next I want to go inside this particular notebook once again. I want to click on file, the last option, add data. Click on add data, same thing. So I want to add data to, just a minute, see all. Click on see all. So you can get the data from various source systems. Click on this create or modify table, team. So it is bringing you back to same place, correct? Whatever we have done earlier, right? Whatever we have done earlier, at same place this data is getting uploaded. But if you see this, okay, I think due to the serverless, it is not allowing you to do the, like there are a lot of other options should be there. So because this is the first time we created a Databricks community with the latest changes. So this is in last 1 month only we were having this update in the Databricks community. Earlier it was not like this. I think Geeta from previous batch, she was facing this issue. She was asking us, community, we are not able to create a community cluster. When we explored, we came to know that. So last 1 month back, there are updates. So you may think, right? So I'm searching for something, right? Because here there will be a lot of other options. Like here, it is allowing us to create the table directly through UI, right? When you click create table, it is creating through UI. But generally, table can be created through the notebook. It will also generate a code. So within the notebook, you can execute the code. So I think that option is missing. Tomorrow, what we will do, we will explore same options quickly with Azure Databricks, and then we will go with other options as well. Because at least last few options, right? At least 1 second. If you are going to this notebook, so these all are straightforward. Creating new notebook, import, sharings, scheduling we need to discuss tomorrow. Change default cell language, clone, rename, export, move to trash. All the options are same, but last four options I want to show you once again, because generally it will allow you to create a notebook. Through notebook you can create a tables or you can do anything. Similarly, you can do it through UI, but community is allowing you to do through only UI. So that's why last four options scheduling we will do once again tomorrow. Okay, so with that, let me finally go to this. Okay, see, job is completed, team. Job is completed, successfully executed. So you see the status is succeeded. Click on the start time, but it took 5 minutes 46 seconds, 5 minutes 45 seconds. I think it created a new cluster. It is not allowing you to run it on our serverless. Due to the community, it created a new cluster and it is allowing you to run it. It is creating completely new cluster. But tomorrow I'll show you same. It should not take this much time. It should be finished very quickly. Clear? Are we good? Now So that's all for today. So anything, so let me summarize what we discussed today. We discussed how to create a Databricks community, then what is job cluster versus all purpose cluster. We discussed the difference and what is the need of serverless, why Databricks introduced serverless, we discussed. Then how to download the notebook in different format, how to import, how to take a backup notebooks through clone, how to rename, how to change the language of the notebooks, we discussed. How to move the notebook to the trash for deletion, we discussed. How to move notebook from one folder to the another folder, we discussed. So remaining one or two points, if we have those things, we will discuss once again, I said. Now let me firstly take all the questions that are available in the chat, then I'll respond for you directly. Okay. Shared cluster, what is the difference between, okay, this is in real time, which cluster is used more? So Manas question, in real time which cluster is used more? Remember, now Databricks is recommend to use the serverless came just 3 months or 4 months back, not even 3-4 months back. So we started using with the serverless very recently, and we were having some challenges still. We are using normal cluster wherever we were having a problem. But what Microsoft suggests, or we have to go for serverless, when we need to go for serverless is when we don't know how much compute we need, and our jobs are continuously running. Every time a new cluster is creating, which is taking longer time, it is wasting time. If you think that, you can go for serverless. As of now, we are using all purpose cluster for development environment, job cluster for scheduling the jobs in the production. Okay, but serverless is a new one. We are exploring that. We don't know how the industry is going to accept the serverless at this moment. Manas.
Okay,
Shiva.
thank you.
Yes. Shiva, how pricing is involved in serverless computing? So pricing, we need to just look at the serverless, how it will be charged. I am not even really sure, because as I said, it is okay. How it will be charged is basically, first thing you remember, what is the cost. You are not asking how the pricing is involved, right? How it will be calculated is based on how much time you are running your jobs on the serverless, how much compute is used by your jobs. Because as I mentioned, serverless means starts with a very minimal computer, one computer or two computers it can be. And if your job is experiencing a pressure, it can increase the more computers in the serverless background, right? So based on how much time your job ran, how much compute it is used in the background, based on that the charges will be applied. Next, is it not possible to configure this serverless compute like a set auto termination or auto scaling like we do for the actual all purpose cluster? So if you go for this, if you click on this, you can do that. Okay, remember, you can do that, whatever options you are asking, right? So those things you can see here. After 10 minutes of inactivity, you stop it. Cluster size 2x small. So 2x small. But if you think, hey, for my jobs, minimum I need very big compute, then at the beginning itself you can create this cluster. But in Databricks community, they are not allowing us to edit. So this also I'll show you tomorrow with Azure Databricks. It will allow you to make the changes to the cluster size. So at the beginning itself, if you want to go with a very big compute in the serverless, you can take it, but that is not recommended. Okay, auto scaling also we can able to control it. Clear, Puja. Next. Yes, we can do all the things, whatever you asked. In job cluster, how many computes will it create? So here you see 2x small means what it is saying, cluster count, one minimum. Minimum is one, maximum is also only one compute. So when you change this size, the number of computers will change. That, as I said, we will discuss it tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Here also, you can see here one computer only created when you take it 2x small, but when you increase the size, it will automatically increase the number of nodes. In shared cluster, same as that of all-purpose cluster, not exactly the same, but closely related. I did not get that. In real time, which cluster is used more? In my project job cluster, we use in production environment. All purpose cluster we use in interview. Yeah, Krishna, same thing. I think I already covered. Schema next. Does Azure free trial allows using Databricks or still we can't use it in the free trial? Yes, yes. Your free trial will allow you to use the Databricks. You can able to use that. Okay. I also schedule the jobs so parallel with you. It took 4 minutes 30 seconds for succeeding. Correct, Praveen. So as I said, I think in community it is creating a new serverless compute. New compute it is creating before it run the job. It is not using the existing one. But in Azure Databricks, it will not be like that. That's why we will discuss that tomorrow. What is the default Databricks runtime version would be the serverless compute use. So default runtime will be the latest one, I think. Yes. So we can also see that it is not showing all the details here, but I think those will be available here. You can see serverless 1.0 it is using. Okay. So this is the JDBC version, but the HTTP path here you can able to see serverless version is 1.0 because this is the first time serverless is introduced a few months back. So that's why the first version they released as a 1.0. So that is a version you can consider. Okay. Next, what is the difference between Databricks community Databricks created in Azure Data? Yeah, because Databricks community is completely free. The Databricks that you created in Azure that will be charged, right? And that's why there in Azure Databricks, if you create in portal.azure.com, you can make any edits. You can change the size of these computes to bigger one. You can change the auto termination timings. Anything you can change it. But here it is not editable because they are giving for free. They have enabled the very minimal compute for you to learn the Databricks. Next, any other questions you can ask me directly now? Any question, please ask me directly now. Okay.
Hi, sir. Are we not using any job scheduling tools in this database?
Are we not using?
Any job scheduling tools like Autosys or Brown jobs like
No,
that?
we won't use. We won't use. We will use the for job scheduling. Either we use a Databricks itself or Data Factory. We use any project to consider. We
In
we
that
won't use
case,
the outside of the thing.
in that case, we run individually from our end. It will leads to some conflict issues, right, in the
No,
jobs.
your voice is not clear at all. So loud and clear.
Sorry, is it okay now?
Yes,
Is
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, if we run individually, is it not leads to some conflict in the scheduling? I mean, like multiple users are running the same job at same time. Isn't it cause any issue?
Same job, multiple people. Why they will run same job?
I mean, like we don't know on the same table, multiple users can run the job right on the same table.
You mean to say multiple users are writing same data at same time through job
Uh,
schedule job?
right. Yeah.
No, that is not relevant to the scheduling issue, right? That is relevant to the how to handle the data consistency issues. That's why we have a something like Delta Lake to handle
Okay.
such issue. That is nowhere relevant to the scheduling. Scheduling, if you run a same job 10 times, it will run 10 times. Doesn't matter to the scheduler. Okay,
Okay.
but we
And
need to see the consistency. Somebody is writing, somebody is reading, it is not consistent. How we can handle it, we need to see. But now we have a Delta Lake which will take care of the consistency, all those things automatically. Next.
okay. And I mean, like for me, like sir, these naming conventions are very difficult, and at the same time, the session is a little bit fast today. Uh,
See, if you feel this session is faster, it is very difficult team to continue the training like this because I just generally we will finish this notebook options within a 2 days, but now it is going to take a three days. Already we spent a lot of time on the same options. If you're not able to understand, I highly recommend you to go through the recording. After going through the recording, if you still face any problem, we will look into it. But if you still feel that I am going faster, so it will, you may need to spend a 6 months of training. It is very difficult thing. So going fast means more than this, like more than this much slow, it is very difficult to go. What we covered today, it is very straightforward options. Now still you are saying we are going faster. Maybe you need to think from your end what options we discussed today. It is very like simple to say all these things. Still see that is okay, but if you feel see, one thing I agree, you may feel faster. That can be because you are just started the Databricks, right? You don't know a lot of things. Maybe I know, I feel that I'm going slow, but for you it will feel like you are, I'm going faster. But I recommend you to go through the recorded session I am sharing on same day. If you have any problem, see, tomorrow, day after tomorrow also we are going to discuss same thing. If you feel something you are not able to understand, we will discuss same thing in the next sessions. Okay,
The
that
meaning
much
that
clear.
the naming conventions are a little bit confusion.
See,
Maybe
this
that
is, see, this is basically, you no need to worry about the naming conventions.
no,
What
no.
is there?
Naming convention is like what we are showing, like explore NB options. Not that compute, those things. Serverless compute. I'm talking about that only, sir.
This one. Okay, okay. Those naming conventions, you don't worry. We are just started, right? It will take time. See,
Okay.
one more thing. Maybe you felt I am going faster at the time of explaining all-purpose cluster versus job cluster. That
Yeah.
is not. This is not the session to explain those things. Why I explained those things quickly is to make you understand the serverless importance. Why Databricks introduced serverless. That is not part of today's session. Have you seen that? Anywhere in slide I have mentioned that we are going to discuss that today. That is because when we created a community, we realized it is changed everything. To make you understand what is serverless, I have introduced something, but we will have a deep dive into job cluster, all purpose cluster, everything in the upcoming sessions. You don't worry about that. Whatever I have given here, only those things you need to focus.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
because in between,
m-
for example, if I am not explaining this, people what they will think, he is just using serverless but he is not explaining what is that and all. So that's why I'm giving you some clarity. Yesterday we used a all purpose cluster, but today we are not able to create. Why Database communities made it as a serverless? To give you that justification I have explained to you quickly. If you're not able to understand, that is okay, that we will discuss again. But go through recording, you will definitely able to understand. Okay,
Okay.
next.
Yeah.
Hello, Malaya.
Next.
Malaya,
Yes, go on.
am I audible? Malaya,
Yes,
are there are multiple serverless cluster or there are only single serverless cluster in the backend?
you can create as many serverless computes as you want.
Like in community, if we have created a notebook and a serverless cluster is automatically attached to our notebook, so does it changes or once a serverless cluster is assigned to us, it remains same for the entire notebook for the entire duration we are working on the notebook or when we schedule it afterwards?
See, I'm telling you, please see, when I am addressing to someone, don't feel that I am addressing to only that person. I am also addressing to all of you. You like I am seeing same answer. I have to repeat because people are not focusing when I am answering to other people. You are leaving. Okay, he is answering to someone. I'm not answering to one person. I'm answering to all of you. Here I told you very clearly, it's a community. It will not allow you to make any updates. Only the minimum compute will be available. Whenever you log in, whenever you want to execute any notebook, only this compute available for you to execute. You will not be able to make any updates. You can't able to change anything in this particular compute. You can't create a new compute in the community. But if it is a Azure Databricks, if you are creating the Databricks within the portal.azure.com, you can able to change the configurations. You can create a new serverless. Anything you can do. Clear? This is a community. They will not allow you to change it. Are you clear or not?
Yes, yes.
Next. Next question, please. Any other questions, team? Any other questions? Final call, team. Okay. See, I request all of you to go through the recording. If you have any doubts, we will discuss tomorrow. Okay? Because anyhow, we will be spending next 2 days also on the notebook options. If you feel some notebook option is confusing, we will discuss that once again. Not a problem at all. Okay? Okay then. Thank you all. That's it for today.